Welcome to Freaky Fauna Friday, where every Friday we take a little time and explore some of the freaks of nature from around the planet we cherish so deeply. So please, jump aboard and let's explore the wilds together. Welcome back to Freaky Fauna Friday. I am the great and peaceful Mystery.
And I'm just Jay.
I'm just Jay.
Yeah,
Start singing that Ken song.
What?
The
Ken song?
From the Barbie movie.
You would have seen that. I never seen
I
that.
didn't see it, but I know that song is...
And of course you would know it.
It's the Ken song, and I just knew it because of memes.
Oh.
It's, I'm just Ken. Anywhere else I'd be a 10.
No idea.
But it just reminds me of you.
Oh.
Okay, we're going to cover today the most requested animal you've ever had.
Ever?
Yeah.
Sandhill crane.
You know what? No.
Oh.
You know, I can't believe nobody's requested that.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, it's the barrel-eyed fish.
Barrel-eyed fish, eh?
Yeah. You ever seen this?
Probably.
Look up a picture while
right.
I'm getting into it. These are weird dudes with a lot of weird stuff behind them, and their science is flip-flopped. Probably like next week's animal, the Spinosaurus. What?
Just spoiler alert.
Nobody will remember.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
So you see those two green things? What are they, if you had to guess?
It's their brain.
A lot of people think so. It's their eyes.
The greens are eyes?
Mm-hmm. And then we'll talk about that. The barrel-eyed fish. Scientific classification. I'm going to try to read their names. Marcroptinani, Marcroptostoma. I think that's pretty close, actually.
That sounded like a real thing.
They are, as far as conservation status, they're not listed. They have no listing. Very little is known about them, though, so we really don't know if that's an appropriate listing or not.
Okay.
But, you know, they're deep ocean fish, which we'll talk about. Where do you think the barrel-eye fish are found?
Probably deep ocean, deep sea.
Ocean.
Oh.
We don't know. Like I said, we don't know a lot about them, and they just kind of pop up all over the world's oceans.
Okay.
So their habitat range is the planet, as far as we know.
Okay.
Heck, they could be in the Great Lakes. We just haven't found them yet.
Wait, you mean they'll be in saltwater and fresh?
I'm joking. It
I
was
was
a
going
joke.
to say.
It was just because their range is... They've
Everywhere.
caught them in deep-sea trawls pretty much all over the whole planet.
Okay.
And they just really don't know a lot about them. As far as we know, their main prey sources are zooplankton, jellyfish, mollusk, and small crustaceans. These crustaceans are going to be like the free-swimming crustaceans, krill, filter-feeding shrimp, and that kind of stuff. Do you want to know the name of their babies?
Well, if Barreleye is the adult, maybe the babies... What's his version? What do you call his smaller barrel?
Ooh, a keg.
Oh, yeah, keg eyes.
No, just
Keg.
fry.
Oh.
It was a trick question.
Oh, setting me up.
So, as far as we know, they're solitary. They're not schooling fish. They're pretty big loners. Another name for these guys is the spoof fish.
Spoof?
Yes.
With an F?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't know why. Spoof.
Well, on here it says the spook fish.
I'm not joking. On here it says the spoof fish.
Well, we got different sources.
I'm on the conservation status website. I'm going to go with spoof.
Well, I'm on Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's reputable. But, the most distinguishing feature. Any guess what that may be?
Those green eyes.
The giant transparent dome on the head.
Yeah. Yeah, if you haven't already looked up a picture of them.
These are definitely when you got to look up a picture.
It just looks like a normal fish. However, the whole top of its head is transparent.
So they have a tiny little front mouth.
Yeah.
And they have two big nostrils. And for the longest time, scientists thought that the two big green orbs inside the transparent dome on its head were its brain.
Yeah.
Or some other organ. And they thought the big nostrils in the front were vestigial eyes.
Okay.
Keep in mind, we've only had a handful of these specimens.
Yeah.
By the time, we have more now, so we have a better understanding. Now we understand those big green things are actually their eyes looking straight up.
Okay.
They have their nostrils on the front, and they have their mouth to feed. So these guys are actually feeding on stuff directly above them, but they have imagine binoculars. They can zoom and focus
Oh, wow.
in the deep like, blackness of the deep
Yeah.
ocean. So they can sit there and focus, and then they go up and get it. So they have prioritized food over being protected from predators so much.
Obviously.
But we don't know if it's working out. As far as we know, they've been found in the Atlantic, the Indian, the Pacific, and the Mediterranean.
Oh, okay.
But we're going to assume they're in all the oceans. Pretty much they've been found in tropical, temperate, and almost Arctic water. Not quite Arctic water, but right there in the seams.
Okay.
So we don't know. We found right now there's about 20 species of these guys in the world. But yeah, everybody should really look up.
Barrel-eyed fish.
These guys are just weird. They're like a light black color. They have some green glow in the dark bits, some bioluminescence. Do you know the difference between bioluminescence and biofluorescence?
Ooh,
Like
okay.
a lot of animals, like owls, for example, sea turtles, are biofluorescent.
I think maybe, I guess I don't know. What is the difference?
Bioluminescent is having the ability to produce light. Whether you are doing it yourself or you have, like a lot of these small ocean fish have actual bacterial colonies in their bodies they feed, and then they like inject them with sugar, basically to get them to glow.
Right.
But that's still them causing that.
Right.
Biofluorescence is taking in sunlight and then re-putting it out like a crystal.
Oh, okay.
So there's still ability to capture light and then reuse it.
Right.
So that's the big difference.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So these guys have some bioluminescent patches, and we don't know what they're for. They may be for breeding, predation. We don't know. Any color or any questions so far?
No. These are pretty freaky.
I'm pretty freaky. They do have scales, and they're not venomous.
Oh,
Just in
okay.
case you were wondering, I don't know.
I was.
I could see it
You
in
read
your
my
eyes.
mind.
I could see it in your eyes. These guys mostly have been found between 2,000 and 4,000 feet deep. They were first discovered in 1939 by William Chapman.
Oh, I know him.
I think it's a different William Chapman.
Oh.
I'm going to assume.
I don't even know who William Chapman is.
I think he's a famous movie star
I don't know.
from the 40s.
Chapman.
Maybe it's the same guy.
I think you're thinking Charlie Chaplin.
Maybe, I don't know. What are you making fun of me for?
I don't know. I think that's what you're thinking.
All right, some interesting facts. The barrelfish is colorblind because their eyes do not have cone cells in them to help them perceive colors.
How do they know, though, that they don't see it in different ways?
As far as traditional, I guess.
Okay.
Flat out, they don't have the same as far as we see in other eyes of animals.
Right. Yeah.
The color receptors, they don't have them. But for a deep sea organism, that would make sense.
Guess you don't really need color.
Yeah, there's
down
not
there.
really a lot of variety in color.
They probably just have night vision or something.
I guess.
I mean, imagine. I bet that's how they're seeing. Those eyes are weird.
They live in the twilight zone, which is so deep in the ocean that it does not receive any sunlight.
Exactly. Night vision.
Night vision. The barrel-eyed transparent head looks so strange that people thought pictures were photoshopped forever.
They do look weird. They do look fake.
There was actually a big online fight saying that this animal doesn't exist
Really?
because they look photoshopped. They
Just-
look like
yeah,
an alien.
They do. It looks like a little submarine, like a ship or fish-shaped ship or something that someone's in there piloting.
So like I said, it's first discovered 1939. We didn't have a picture of one until 2004 of it.
Wow.
Of it being alive. So
Oh, really?
Their heads would kind of like pop and stuff when they'd bring it. So that we didn't deep sea organ, like the blobfish is a famous one.
Right.
Looks nothing like that in the bottom of the ocean. It only looks like that because it went through basically decompressioning
Right.
and it just kind of melted.
Poor blob.
Poor blob. The barrel-eyed fish has a see-through head with fluid inside it to protect its eyes, which are the green-looking tubes. The transparent shield is so delicate, when researchers tried to bring the fish to the surface, it pretty much exploded.
Makes sense.
The green glowing orbs in its head are its eyes, and they only point upward to capture any form of light. But they can rotate forward slightly when searching for prey. And if you watch these guys swim around, ever seen, I'm sure everybody at home seen birds don't really move their eyes. They turn their heads.
Right, yeah.
That's what more of these guys have to do. They have to move their bodies.
Oh, okay.
Any questions so far?
No, I'm just looking at pictures of them. They look pretty. I don't know. They're just really interesting looking fish.
They're just weird, aren't they?
Yeah, because their fins are weird. Obviously their head is weird. They got big, thick scales that are weird. But they look cool. Mm-hmm. Everything's weird, but it's cool.
So these guys are, as far as we can tell, ambush predators. They float motionlessly in the water with their tubular eyes pointing upward, on the lookout for jellyfish, which is both their main prey source and their main method of hunting. And I'll explain that next part in a second.
Okay.
And they allow their eyes to detect the light glow that most deep-sea jellyfish put off, allowing them to see the silhouette of them and other small marine creatures. So they're eating tiny jellyfish. But let's say there's a real big jellyfish down there, slightly glowing. With their eyes, they're specialized in seeing the silhouettes of tiny animals passing in between them and the jellyfish.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So like when you look up at the moon or something, and you were to see something pass in between, that's what these guys are looking at too.
Gotcha.
That's kind of a really cool specialized niche.
Yeah, it's like they know what they're doing.
Barreleye fish are pelagic spawners. So they lay their eggs and fry. They sit in an oil which makes them float to the surface until they hatch.
Oh.
So they produce these eggs that are buoyant. They go up like a little balloon. There is no sexual dimorphism between either genders for these fish. Neither males nor females care for their offspring in any meaningful way. They are oviparous fish, so the males will fertilize the eggs, with sperm, and the female barreleye lays eggs. The barreleye fish fry will eat small particles of organic matter called detritus. Excuse me, man. So, my last little thing is fishing and cooking.
Cooking? Mm-hmm. No, people ate this?
Barreleye fish are extremely rare, and they are not used in fishing or cooking at all, as far as we can tell.
Good trick.
When researchers tried to bring these species to the surface, they pretty much explode.
Yeah. But I bet the juice.
Man, we're both like...
Yeah, I know. It's a bad day for... This Freaky Fauna Friday is a bad day for throats out there, I tell you what.
The second we stop sucking on the fisherman's friend.
Yeah. Or is that what it's called?
Yeah, isn't that?
Yeah. Fisherman's... Yeah, let's do a Freaky Fauna endorsement here real quick for... If you have a throat that needs a lozenged... Just reach over to your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man and ask him for a pack of Fisherman's Friend original extra strong flavor. These look like those little rye chips and Gardettos. It looks like them, but it's golf drop.
They don't look good.
No, they don't look good at all.
They don't look good. I'm going to be real honest.
No. We opened it up. We were both like, that's it?
They look like a dog treat you wouldn't want to give your dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that real, like, cheap.
Tony, it's like those rye chips, except it's light brown instead of dark brown.
See, the rye chip looks appetizing, though.
I guess. Yeah, this does not.
It's the color. Yeah. It's like a sickly green.
Green, brown, gray. It's all of those.
It's just not... Nothing about it looks like food.
But I tell you what, when it's in your mouth, that sucker works.
There's a clip.
Oh my gosh. All right, but yeah. Back to the barreleye fish. I keep looking at pictures of them though, and I just seen one. Someone made art of a barreleye fish mermaid, and it's very off-putting.
Turn it to me.
All right, let me blow it up.
This is the worst Freaky Fauna ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing needs to die.
Just like a human with a transparent skull.
Yeah, so these are weird little guys. The show that pretty much, I've said it before, no matter what horror movie monster you see, nature has something that looks scarier.
Yeah.
Goblin sharks, frilled sharks, barreleye fish, bobbit worms.
Oh, those are the scariest.
I mean, they're rainbow worms with gigantic pincers.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What's your words of wisdom going into the weekend?
Remember, always take care of yourself. Be conscious what you put in your body. If you need a throat lozenge, reach out for a fisherman's friend. And
fisherman's friend.
Remember to just get outside and enjoy some nature. Don't forget about the nature out there.
Nature.
That's neat. Ain't that neat? It's pretty neat.
I've been the great and peaceful mystery.
I've been Shay.
We'll catch you next week with more freaks of nature.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Freaky Fauna Friday. If you want to help the podcast grow, remember to share and give it a 5-star review.